total global thermonuclear war. This is what mankind is faced with today. This long journey in the 20th century has taken us through World War I, the failure of the League of Nations, World War II, the debacle of the United Nations that doesn't deal with the real problems of oil and religion. And now we're headed toward World War III with this awful war America is in the middle of. There's two religions in the world, really. The religion of the one true invisible God, and another religion, which is the religion of man, which is corrupt and warring and filled with doctrines, dogmas, and creeds that make no sense. But like nature, that's made of one simple design, the religion of the one true invisible God conforms to science and reality and makes sense. All of the great founders of the world religions have given their teachings first by showing the corruption of current understanding, next by proclaiming the existence of the one true invisible God, and finally by giving laws, ordinances, and teachings for an ever-advancing civilization. Buddhist prophecies speak of a Shambhala kingdom where the forces of light will win out over the forces of darkness. And in Buddhism particularly, like Jesus Christ's kingdom of God, he says that we can take refuge and attain salvation or perfection in the triple jewel or the Triratana. And these are symbolized by the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Outwardly, the people know it this way, but inwardly there's a deeper meaning. The three jewels, or the triple gem, or the three treasures, is known in Sanskrit as the Triratana, also in Pali as the Ratnatraya. The Chinese know it as Sanbao, and the Japanese as the Sampo. These three things of the triple jewel are summed up as the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The Buddha means accepting the manifestation of God, of the invisible essence that spoke through Buddha. The Dharma is his law or teachings, and the Sangha refers to the body of believers of the enlightened community. Like Christianity, taking refuge in the triple jewel is a way to bring about perfection for the individual believer, the same as Jesus brings the remission of sins, sin being imperfection, the removal of sin, or sinlessness, being attaining the state of perfection. Far from being idolatrous or steeped in false forms of paganism, the triple jewel appears in many Buddha iconography as a symbol of these teachings, the same way letters that form words convey an abstract concept. Yet we don't worship the words themselves or the letters on the page, but understand the deep spiritual concept behind those symbols. The Triratana can be found on frieze sculptures in Sanchi as the symbol crowning a flag standard from the 2nd century BCE, as a symbol of the Buddha installed on Buddha's throne. So the first of the three jewels of the triple jewel, representing the Buddha himself, also represents accepting the government of the kingship. The Sangha is the community of believers, of which the king is one of these believers. And when the king and the community come together and form a council, we then have the perfection of the Dharma brought into this world. And these teachings are given in the Bible also. In a covenant that God gave to Abraham, he said, kings will come forth from you, and multitude of nations will come forth from you. And these are two of these three jewels. The kingship represented by the Buddha, and the multitude of nations is the world global community of believers of the Sangha. When this kingship and the people come together as one, this brings about enlightenment and perfection on earth as it is in heaven. Buddha himself was from a line of kings. He's descended in the book, The Genealogy of Buddha, from the solar dynasty of kings. And Krishna is descended from the cousins of the solar dynasty, known as the lunar dynasty of kings. And Krishna explains that he and Buddha, their family of the lunar and solar dynasty, are descended from Ikshvaku, mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. And Ikshvaku is none other than Ishbak, B and V being interchangeable, the son of Abraham through his wife Keturah that he sent to the east. Abraham was known to dwell in the oaks of Mamre, and the family of Buddha is known as the Sakya clan of the mighty oaks. And this kingship that Buddha had inherited was also being descended from Ishvaku, from the sons of Abraham in this way. But when Jesus Christ came, he talked about a specific line of kings, that of the enlightenment of Christ. Like Buddha means enlightened, Christ means enlightened. And the word Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, which is the same as the Hebrew word Messiah. And the full title was Messiah ben David. It meant an anointed male sperm descendant of King David. And in the Bible we read how the seed of Abraham was blessed, and how the everlasting covenant went to the line of kings of David.